Maybe you should go and do some contemplating.
Right reasons, right reasons. Being pretty girl for all the right reasons. Right reasons, right reasons. Being pretty girl for all 4 seasons.
I'm the Bachelorette, and I'm rapping to you poolside. Here to find true love.
Hi, this is Rachel McElroy.
Hi, this is Griffin McElroy.
This is Roze Buddiez.
It's gonna get confusing this gang. It's gonna be a real brain buster, like a Christopher Nolan movie. You're gonna be sitting here listening to this episode like, which one are they even doing?
Why do you say that?
It's just, we watched 2 shows tonight, and one of them has literally an identical title to another show that we literally just watched.
It's not identical.
Basically identical.
Well, and we didn't really watch the second show.
I watched the fuck out of it. Let's talk about what we're watching. This is Roze Buddiez, a podcast where we watch trash TV while we wait for the real show that we want to watch to come back on television. And I know people are listening to this, they may be new listeners, and they might say, that's kind of a weird format for a show. It's like, we know.
What if we have listeners that actually enjoy us talking about these shows more?
I saw somebody say, I hope The Bachelor never comes back on, and we just do. Well, here's the thing. Are You the One?
Yeah.
Season 4 starts up in June. And you know we're going to watch that shit. I'll pay. There's no amount of money. We finished season 2, by the way. It's pretty good. Season 3 is transcendent. Season 2 is fine.
Season 2 is very different.
Very different. I've heard nothing but great things about season 1, which I'm about to pay. Like, when you're not paying attention, you're going to be looking to the left, and I'm going to be over here on the right buying season 1 on iTunes.
Paying $25 to watch the whole season on iTunes.
How much? I would pay $50 to watch season 3 of Are You the One, knowing now what I know about it. Anyway, this week we didn't watch Are You the One, but we basically watched Are You the One? We watched a show called Take Me Out. And this, you're probably listening, Griffin, Judas Iscariot. Benedict Judas. You've twisted it on me because we said we were going to watch a show called If You Are the One, a Chinese dating, mean-spirited show, a group bullying show called If You Are the One. Little did we know that show exists in literally every culture. And in Ireland, it's called Take Me Out. It's an Irish show, right?
Yes. Take Me Out. The episode we watched was specifically the Irish version of that show. The concept appears to be across all cultures that women line up in front of podiums. Men,
like an execution squad.
Their podiums light up, and they have the option when men come out and introduce themselves to immediately hit their buzzer, turn their light out, and say, no thank you. And there are several rounds where the men can do various things to impress the women, and they can continue to tap out throughout the rounds.
Gang, I'm going to go ahead and predict this is going to be another short episode, because, like, what's there to say? This is a show where a bunch of women get together, and it's extremely empowering, I feel like, for women, not for men so much.
Women do seem to feel empowered to say,
at the drop of a hat, at a moment's
pretty
notice,
much exactly what they're thinking.
You, Todd. Like, literally, like, just like, hi, my name's Todd. Fuck you, Todd. Where you from, Todd? I'm from Cork. Fuck Cork.
Well, here's the thing that I think was interesting. So we watched season 3, episode 4 of this Take Me Out.
The Irish, which we have to be so specific because this show exists. Man, that was the worst anybody's ever pronounced the word specific. I had a few margaritas tonight.
Hosted by Ray Foley,
Rick Foley?
Ray Foley.
Okay.
Who I decided was kind of like the Irish Chris Hardwick.
Chris O'Hardwick is what I call him. He definitely had that quality.
How can you make the name Hardwick more Irish sounding?
That's excellent.
But anyway, one thing is not clear to me, maybe we should have done some research.
What's Ireland all about? Because it seemed like we sort of had some pretty wide gaps in basically like any name. So we're like, hi, my name's Kiarkick. Like, what is it?
A lot of vowels. A lot of vowels in there.
I'm of Scotch-Irish descent. And even just a lot of the words are just like,
no, my question is that it seems that the women each season start out on episode 1 and just stick around until they get a date?
I don't even think they do a refresh every season. Because dude was like, some of you have been up here since the first season. Still haven't found your date. And it's at that point you gotta wonder, like, how many of the women up on stage are just like, I like being on this television show, so I'm never gonna go on a date. Bink. And like, I like saying mean stuff, and people think the mean stuff I say is really funny. Although I will say, on the Irish version of Take Me Out, not a lot of mean stuff being thrown around.
That is okay. So So on the Irish episode we watched, there's a woman who is from Dublin.
We're not going to nail down basically any names this whole time because there were
Melissa.
a lot.
Her name was Melissa.
Okay.
Melissa from
Her
Dublin.
name was Costanza. Don't even get Rachel
I don't think we're going to tap into that
again.
magic again. Melissa's from Dublin. She finds out that Cian is from Limerick. Immediately taps out. Says, "I'm from Dublin. There's no way it's going to happen with somebody."
That
from
happened 2
Limerick."
different times this episode. Just somebody like, where are you from? I'm from Cork. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was... Is that true in America?
Think about it, right? Like, there are some states that get frowned upon a little bit
I don't
more.
think that's true for me. Maybe it's just because I'm from West Virginia, and so I know. I'm surprised you didn't fucking honk me when you're like, where are you from, boo? And you were like,
I'm from Missouri. I don't have a lot of room.
I guess that's true. Yeah, there was a lot of... I don't know. Maybe that's I bet we have at least one Irish listener.
Yeah,
who's
who's
just like,
going to say,
dog.
yeah, Dublin, Limerick, no way.
Well, it's just like there was one woman who, like, when she honked her buzzer, the host was like, oh, I know why she honked her
Why were you
buzzer.
saying honked her buzzer?
That's what she did. This is a sound. It makes a very
It
iconic...
doesn't make a honk noise.
Makes
though.
kind of a honk noise. The host was like, I know why she honked it, but let's just talk to her. It's because it's from Limerick, right? And she's like, yeah, it's because it's from Limerick. Fuck Limerick. Is it like a high school rivalry thing going on? What's up, Ireland? Why y'all hate each other so much?
I mean, you know, the U2, the Bono, and the Northern
Holy
Ireland.
shit, baby.
The Northern Ireland thing.
It's probably the U2 thing, yeah.
No, like, Ireland has had some trouble.
No, there's been some issues there that have popped off, most certainly. But I would like to think in 2016, sort of just love can bloom in the battlefield. Because I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what we're talking.
The reason I called it the U2 thing is that all of my knowledge of Ireland comes from Bono. I'm sorry, everyone.
Mine stems from a report I did on Ireland when I was in 5th grade, which involved my mom had to make potato candy for the class.
We should look that up before we
should
publish
definitely.
this to make sure that
Let's
I'm
just
not.
see. Are they still? Is it still a kerfuffle? Let's search Ireland kerfuffle. Yeah, I mean, there's a Republic of Ireland, and then there's there's definitely a situation. There's some. You know what? Let's not do a whole geography history lesson while we're recording a podcast because I think it might interrupt the energy.
Okay.
Let's just put out a blanket statement, sort of a carte blanche, and say we're not entirely sure, but there's some stuff going on in Ireland.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, so
I mean, I could tell you all about the Good Friday Agreement, or also known as the Belfast Agreement, which was signed in April of 1998 and approved by people in both the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland in a referendum held in May 1998. But I don't think fucking anybody wants to hear that. They just want to hear us talk about the fun reality dating show. I don't want to bring down the energy.
okay. Well, it's sky high right now, so just in time.
Join me on my margaritas. I made a joke earlier when I was talking about the margaritas I drank, where I said I drank a couple of Bam Margera's, and you seem to really enjoy that. So let's just focus on that energy.
Yeah, that was really good. So let's talk about Cian. So Cian comes out in a t-shirt and jeans, which some of the women complain later in the episode is not
They want
especially impressive to
a
them.
fancy dressed lad.
Like, put some effort in, buddy. And so then we hear that Cian is going to exit and re-enter and demonstrate a talent.
So let's break it down. There's you come out, you say your name and where you're from,
Yes.
and then the women get a chance to buzz you.
Immediately tap out.
So there's 30 women, and that's your first sort of crucible you have to pass through. The second is you come out and you talk about a talent that you have, and that is the second crucible. And then there's usually a video that's about sort of like you and your life, and that is the third crucible. And then the men are in control, and they can go in and they buzz it down to
If
two.
there are any women
If
remaining.
there's any women remaining, they buzz it down to 2 women, and then they
ask them a question.
They ask them one question, and then they pick one of the winners from the 2. Mm-hmm. I put winners in sort of a silent quotation mark there.
And so Cian talks about Taekwondo and then exits.
This dude comes out in his Taekwondo wear.
Yeah.
How do you feel about? And I don't want to step on anybody's bliss. It's weird seeing an adult man wearing taekwondo.
Well, and what was interesting is that he has only been practicing
Not that long.
for 5 years.
Which was a running thread. Well, 5 years is a long enough time. There's a running thread of just like people getting up there like, what's your talent? And it's like, my talent is the saxophone. How long have you been doing it? Today. Why the fuck did you bring that up here today? My point about taekwondo, I don't want to step on anybody who's like, I love MMA, I love fighting, and I love learning. I love going to the dojo and learning from my sensei. Like, I'm down with all that shit. Are you kidding me? That shit? I'm down with all of it. It's weird to see an adult man wearing the taekwondo wear who is not actively engaged in taekwondo against another person.
Well, and I think, and I understand the pressure, all right? If you know you're going to go on a show and they're going to ask you to demonstrate a talent, you have to think, like, what is my talent going to be that's going to be easily demonstrated on stage?
My point is this. If you saw me in a karate gi wearing I would have a black belt, and I was fighting another person of equal talent. They had crane style to my drunken style, and it was a fucking sick fight, and we were just like doing karate moves on each other. I think you would look at me and be like, that's pretty badass. If you saw me at HEB just walking down the oatmeal aisle and I was wearing my karate gi with a black belt, you would think, the fuck's up with that dude? The fuck's up with that dude?
Here's what I was thinking. So the women do not react favorably to this.
That's putting it mildly, my sweet.
Well, you know what I thought was interesting? So he comes out, he does kicks and punches.
He does 4 kicks and punches on he's like, I'm going to kick this wood apart. This wood looked like fucking honeycomb cereal. Yeah,
it looked like styrofoam. It didn't look like real impressive wood. 20 lights go out. It's
so good. It's when the lights go out. It's very good.
Oh, and we should say there's 30 women. So that was a significant...
That's a chunk of change. It's not 1 versus 100. It's 1 versus 30, and you just lost 2/3 of them.
And so all the women are very kind.
He also lost a few of them just when he came out. Was like, "What's up? My name's Kian, and I'm from Limerick." Pew pew pew. Okay. I'm sorry. This is what I look like. I'm sorry. Oh man, when the lights go out, it's very good.
So after he does his little demonstration, the women, instead of saying, you know, you're an adult man in a karate gi,
and you're not fighting another person in a karate. Again, I can't stress this enough. You do karate, great. If I just see you and you're just wearing your karate gi and you're on a game show and you're definitely not about to fight somebody,
it's a game show about finding love. Like, why don't you demonstrate something that feels romantic, you know, or feels like I could see how this would benefit our relationship.
A couple of the women were like, yeah, I didn't pick him because I was worried that, like, he would try to fight me.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a crazy leap to make, kind of.
And or, like, get in a fight out in the world.
But nobody was like, you're wearing a karate gi, or you're wearing a taekwondo gi. There's probably a difference between the gis.
Yeah.
You're wearing a taekwondo outfit, and we're in Ireland, and you're definitely not about to do some taekwondo on another willing taekwondo participant.
Yeah, that's what I thought was kind about their assessment, is they all gave him a lot of credit and saying like, oh, well, these skills are translatable. You would definitely beat up some guys out in public.
Who are not willing taekwondo participants.
Yeah.
That's sort of like the number one rule in taekwondo is like, it's so dangerous. You can't just do it to anybody. There's like a secret code of just like, I'm about to do taekwondo on you. Do you want to do taekwondo back on me? And if they say yes, congratulations, you found a sparring partner.
So at this point, there's maybe still like 7 or 8 women left. And they go to the second round,
which is his video. The trailer for Kian. Oh, dude, did you see that new teaser for Kian? It's sick, man.
The video is another opportunity for them to provide information about themselves. But unfortunately, Kian just continued on that taekwondo path and just showed him a video of him doing exactly what he had just done on stage, but in the studio where he practices.
I had known Kian at that point for a minute and a half, and I was exhausted by him.
But it was him doing taekwondo on ananother person, which
was exciting. No, it's very exciting. But he kept talking about like, hi, my name's Kian, and my whole life is taekwondo. Taekwondo is my whole life. Been doing it for 100 years, and it's all I do all day. And I don't eat. I don't eat. I sustain myself on a full-blown taekwondo diet. I receive the energy and force from their punches, and I convert it into caloric intake.
Before the video even finishes, all the women
it's literally like a cascade. Meow, meow, meow. What's the sound? Can you help me onomatopoeize the sound? Yeah, because I think it's like,
Yeah. No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
the most brutal part about the show, and Kian didn't really get it because his like verbal presentation, his oral presentation, if you will, was more of a kicking presentation because he just kicked bricks apart or shitty pieces of honeycomb cereal.
Yeah.
I want you to just like pitch yourself, you, Rachel, to me, and then I'll be 30 people listening to you talk about you, Rachel.
Okay.
And we'll just this is just sort of to demonstrate like the whole energy of this show.
Hi, my name is Rachel. I live in Austin, Texas. I work at a community college. I love cats. And
Don't stop. If you stop talking, that's mew. That one was just because you slipped up while you're doing your. Just start over.
okay. Hi, my name is Rachel. I live in Austin, Texas. I enjoy watching hockey games.
It's hard, right? It's really wicked hard.
Yeah.
You've started laughing, and if you start laughing, that's like a sign of you don't have any confidence, and just like
Love to give and receive pleasure.
mew.
Oh, is that just somebody?
And that guy's gonna get interviewed later. That's the thing, is like the host like tracks when you mew somebody, and like he walks over and he's like, "Oh, so you don't like that he's into rugby, huh? Tell me more about that." Mew.
And so when all the women have left, they interview some of them, and Beth is appears to be a crowd favorite and says, "Oh, all you do is work out. I ate 7 packs of crisps today,"
I like Beth,
which I
a lot.
appreciated. But then one of the women was like, "You did a demonstration in Taekwondo, and then your video was just more Taekwondo.
It was a lot, my boy.
Seems like all you do is Taekwondo." And he responded, he's like, "Well, I did more stuff. They just didn't put it in the video." And I felt bad for him.
It doesn't matter. It's all about you. If you're putting a PowerPoint presentation together for Kian, slides 1 through 10 can't be Taekwondo, and then the 11th slide is like, "Oh, and by the way, I'm a trained French chef."
And so when all the women are out, they literally play the song "All by Myself."
Started too
Whoa.
high. Oh, starting the same pitch.
Gotta start low.
All by myself.
There you go. And then they walk back into the same room they came in, which it looks like a futuristic elevator. And they shut the door. That's the end of them.
One might also call it a futuristic coffin, which just looked more likely. Kind of reminds me of The Taste, the cooking show that we fucking, for some reason, keep watching, even though it's not a great show.
No, it's not a great show.
But they like pop up in front of like Tony Bourdain and all those, and Nigella.
They actually lower the tube, right? When they get eliminated, it like lowers down into the
ground. It looks
ground.
like you stick like an arm out to give like Tony Bourdain a thumbs up, but then you could lose that arm in the taste tube. Get next one. Move on. This show moved at a breakneck pace.
Yeah,
I almost wanted to luxuriate and spend a little bit more time, not with the dudes because the dudes seem like shitheads, but with the women. I wanted to know more about them.
Well, I think that's. I mean, if it's true that these women stay on the show for multiple seasons, I bet you do.
Sure.
You get invested.
I wish there were fewer of them also, so that we.
I bet you start watching it at home, and when a guy comes out, you're instantly like, "Oh, Beth's gonna like him."
Perfect fit for Shior, which is a beautiful.
Oh, and in between the guys coming out, we get these little glimpses of the dates from the previous week. So the actual successful matches go on dates in this area they call shifters.
Okay, yeah, we didn't pick up on this before.
Which is like
a nightclub they have set up behind the stage.
A nightclub is a generous way of describing it. It is a table with a tablecloth.
The room you and I are sitting in right now recording this podcast contains 2 microphones, but besides that, 2 chairs and a table.
Yeah, which is basically what shifters is.
Yeah.
We get to see a man named Adam and a woman whose name is spelled Aoife.
Ife. I'm sure it's beautiful, whatever it is. Like, I thought I knew some shit. I thought this was one of those, like, cultures that I knew some shit about.
No, not at all.
I don't know fuck all.
And we should say, now that we are expanding our cultural horizons, we have the utmost respect for other
Yeah, absolutely.
areas of the world. We are just very ignorant.
I'm down with some Irish names.
We're trying our best.
You know I'm down with some Irish names. I just didn't know that one.
I think it's kind of anticlimactic because every time they cut away to one of these like successful match dates, the couples were always like, "Yeah, it was all right."
Yeah, it's fine. It's kind of like we were having a weird forced conversation in the back of a television studio.
No wonder.
But it was fine.
Yeah, like by yourselves in a black room. No wonder these women want to stay on the show because the dates, and then you're off the show. You have this horrible date in this like lack of atmosphere holding chamber, and then you're off the show. Like, that's what the whole thing builds up to, is this horrible fake date.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I like the name Siobhan. That's a nice Irish name.
Are we just we're not going to talk about that?
BH with the BH in there. You see it and you think Siobhan? No. That's probably how we would pronounce. I'm sure the name that's what's got me all worried is you see Siobhan and you think like that's a weird name, but then somebody's like, "Oh no, it's just Siobhan." And you're like, "Ah, shit, that's right." I'm worried that this Ioif name is actually just pronounced like
Ellen.
Melissa. And it's just like we're fucking it up so bad.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this next gentleman.
The next gentleman is Liam from Cork. And he comes out in a suit and the women lose their minds.
Women fucking flip out.
Not a single woman turns a light off.
Which the host says is the first time that's happened in the first, like, culling, which is impressive.
Well, of the series, which made me wonder, like, are we talking about this season or are we talking about, like, ever since the show has existed in Ireland?
In the UK, they call season series.
Okay. And as a reminder, this is episode 4 of season 3. And so immediately, and we didn't say this for Kian because he was such a bloodbath, but immediately the host walks over to the women and gets the first impression. And every single woman is like, it's a suit. We're so excited about the suit. He made the effort and he's wearing a suit. He's a man. We like a man in a suit.
They did like a man in a suit.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible. If I were backstage waiting to go on and I saw that, I would be just running
Wearing
around.
Wearing fucking taekwondo.
Trying to find somebody with a suit jacket.
Anybody got a tie I can borrow? I'll wear it with my taekwondo suit.
One of the women says he has a fine set of ears, which I found charming. She really liked his ears.
A charming fetish. It is a charming. It is, as fetishes go, it's innocuous.
I have heard a lot of women are partial to particular facial features. I've heard women that like noses. They're big on noses.
Most women are just sort of into how the whole sort of set comes together.
Tell me more about what most women like.
I saw a movie and it had Melbert Gibson in it. And his whole thing is, I forget a lot of the plot details of the movie.
Okay.
But I think he was climbing up a storm drain to do some spying. He was a CIA government spy.
All right.
For the agency. And he was climbing up a storm drain.
He painted half of his face blue.
No, my love. You've mistaken this with the movie
something about
Braveheart.
freedom.
No, that's Braveheart again. It's two things from the movie Braveheart. He was climbing up this storm pipe, and electricity from lightning hits it, and he falls right off because he can't hold on to it. And he hits his head on the ground very hard. And when he wakes up, he can hear what women want.
Mm-hmm. And he gets that Helen hunt.
He goes on a Helen hunt.
So for some reason with Liam, he doesn't have to do... I don't know if you pick how your rounds
Yeah, you
shape
definitely
out,
have 3 rounds.
because he doesn't do a demonstration. He gets flirty for 30, which means that he has 30 seconds to say something to the women. Or maybe that's what Kian did too, and they just didn't call it flirty for 30.
It's just his form of flirtation is hitting wood with his hands.
Well, because Liam does a demonstration. It's just after the flirty for 30. Anyway, he speaks Irish.
I thought that was Gaelic. I thought the name of the...
All of the women say Irish, so
Yeah,
it
I
made
thought
me
so, too.
feel comfortable saying Irish.
Again, we don't know fucking anything.
And then he talks about cooking very specific traditional Irish dishes, and 26 lights go out.
It was brutal. This one seemed like I don't know. If I was Irish, I think I would find that cool.
A lot of the women just were immediately turned off, like, oh, well, I don't know Irish.
I don't speak it, so like
I guess it's
apparently
over.
this dude just speaks Irish all the time. Bye. See ya.
Yeah. But some of the women actually also spoke Irish or remembered it from school and were excited about the opportunity to share their knowledge.
One woman said she couldn't understand what he said when he spoke in Irish, but also couldn't understand what he said when he spoke in English. So
Yeah.
she's just going to wait till the next round to see what's up. It's like, I respect that, yeah. Very
I feel
even
like that's
keel.
what I would do. Like, I would always want to wait till the last, maybe not the last round, because then I guess you stand the potential of getting picked.
Getting picked by one of these fucking zeros.
But I would never eliminate somebody the first round unless they came out and said, like, hi, my name's Jared, and
One time I jerked off a dolphin at SeaWorld. It's not a big deal. That's not the sound of the buzzers going off. That's the sound of the dolphin made.
oh, God.
Tell me about Liam's secret special
Liam's
talent.
So what I love is the camera work on this show, because we're looking at the women.
You look away for a second.
We're looking at the host. We cut back to Liam. He's wearing a saxophone around his neck.
He's wearing a saxophone over his suit. It's a 4-piece suit.
And
This motherfucker.
let me know what you thought. When you saw him with the saxophone, did you think,
Oh, we about to get some Bill Clinton
Maybe
shit
he's
up
gonna
on
be
it.
good.
Yeah.
I also thought maybe he was going to be good.
Yeah, do you know what? Do you know why I thought that he might be good? Because motherfucker rolled up on a national television program wearing a saxophone to demonstrate what his special saxophone playing talent is. He showed up on television to say, I'm ready. I'm ready for the big show. Here comes some sax.
He plays When the Saints Go Marching In poorly.
He's on some hot cross buns shit.
Yes.
And it's like, they ask at just meow, 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 meow.
All the lights go
like,
out.
gone. And it's like, the host asks him, like, how long you playing the sax? He's like, a month. You fucking idiot.
He's had one lesson. He's played for a month. So I'm guessing the one lesson was, I will teach you how to play When the Saints Go Marching In. And then the remainder of the 30 days of that month, he just practiced that song.
And oh God, to be his roommate over the course of that month. Just like, Liam, damn it. Please. Me mum's over. That old Irish folk song, When the Saints Go Marching In.
I know, you were never in band, right?
No, but I was close enough to rooms where bands was being done.
Yeah. When the Saints Go Marching In is a song you learn in 6th grade, and it's literally like 3 notes.
Oh, I know. I've half learned like a bunch of different instruments at this point. It's the thing that you learn, like where the notes on the shit is.
Yeah.
I need to know where the notes on the shit is. Oh, here's where the Saints Go Marching In.
Yeah.
What a disaster, Liam. Liam, you buckled my boy. How's that happen?
Oh, Liam.
Oh, blimey, I need talent. Oh, shit. Saxophone? I got a month until we shoot.
I would like our listeners to know how much I love Griffin, that he has done
Nothing but Cockney
like
accents.
7 different accents, and I have not called him on it.
Irish is tough to do. Like, if I tried to do an Irish accent, like, I would just embarrass myself. Poor Liam, sweet Liam. Their second blackout.
The best was the women's reaction. One of the women was like, well, I'm learning the fiddle, so it would just
Our
be
house-
music all the time.
Our household would just be too musical, filled with too many sweet melodies. I'm over here doing fucking For Elise, and you're over there doing Mary Had a Little Lamb.
And then the second woman they interview was like, I turned to the girl next to me and said, oh, he's going to play the trumpet. She did not know what a saxophone was.
She felt betrayed. You lied to me!
She saw that instrument and thought trumpet.
Yeah.
Which I was charmed by.
You hear hoof steps and you think, here comes a zebra. You see a man holding a saxophone and you think, like, this man's about to play some sort of brass instrument well.
Next we have Tony.
Rony Boney Tony.
Tony comes out in a white dress shirt and a very loose tie.
Holy shit, this tie.
The tie was so loose.
The tie looks like the tie could have fit over his head without needing to be loose.
It could have gone around his waist.
It could have been thrown over him.
Yeah.
From a distance.
I think he saw our guy Liam in a suit and just scrambled around.
Mid costume change.
He had just worn maybe a t-shirt
Yeah.
and then just ran around trying to find
It's
a suit,
possible.
and that was the closest he could get in a short amount of time.
Hey, tell me about Tony.
Tony comes out. He's from Dundalk, which I'm going to say confidently. And he is tall, and 4 lights go out immediately. And one of the women specifically says it's because she dislikes the name Tony.
And she is adamant. Like, oh, what's wrong with Tony? I just have a bad experience with Tonys. So just like all Tonys. Yeah, in fact, it's so bad that can we please end this conversation? So bad was my tone. Like, you think she ate some fucking Frosted Flakes once and got mad bad diarrhea?
And the host is like, oh, like what, like Tony Soprano? And she's like, no, I love Tony Soprano. Bring out Tony Soprano. And so when Tony describes himself and says what he's looking for, he says that he's fit and that he wants a genuine girl and somebody that's up for a laugh, which a lot of the men say. Like,
Yeah.
I want somebody that will laugh at things that I say.
I think that's pretty much who's going to get up there and be like, I want somebody who's not in great shape and very dour, just like very glum.
At this point, he has 22 women left, so he's doing real well. Like, the women are feeling
I think
it.
the first 2 contestants we saw maybe threw off the curve for us. Because we just got, I assume that like all of this shit ended in blackout because of these first two clowns that got up there.
Yeah.
The no good sax man and the solo lonely taekwondo boy.
So Tony's video comes on, and it shows him boxing.
And then all the women are like, oh God, please not again.
And then it only gets worse for Tony, because then it shows him working at a movie theater. And as soon as that movie theater footage starts rolling, the women drop off significantly. And by the end of the video, there are only 4 left.
But that's it. That's it. That's the 3rd round. He's made it through.
Yeah, he is guaranteed a date.
He's guaranteed a date at this point.
In shifters.
I worked at a movie theater. I respect the game. Here's the thing about this show. A lot of these boys, real young. Real young. I think I was 19 when I was working at the movie theater.
Which is not significantly younger than the people on the show. There are a lot of like 20-year-old
boy.
people on this show.
And I wasn't boxing. That's the thing. He had 2 things. I was only working at the movie theater and getting high every day. That would have been a bad video for me.
Could we do let's do a video of Griffin at age 20?
Oh shit!
If he's a contestant on this show.
Let's think. It wouldn't have been a good video.
What were your things that you would be like, this, I'm going to show this to women? Well, you were playing the guitar, right?
Very badly, yeah, very poorly. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Now, I wouldn't have done that. Look, at 20, I definitely would have
Is
done
20 when you were living...
that. I had a girlfriend I lived with.
Okay, so that...
No, it was also when I was living with Dunkel and...
All right, let's talk about
Eric.
Dunkel.
Yeah. It just would have been like me and my boys eating popcorn that I brought home from the movie theater in a garbage bag that we would dump an entire tube of Nutella into and then shake it all up and then have choco corn.
Oh,
and then,
God.
Well, we were...
Oh, your hands after that? You just reach your sweaty palms in the trash bag?
3 Yogi Bears. Just we were 3 Winnie the Poohs, just digging our paws into a honey jar with the ends backwards, and then just sort of shoving it into our mouth, and then toking up and playing Star Fox 64.
Was all the furniture in your house just covered in a layer of popcorn butter and
We didn't
Nutella
clean
slime?
anything in that whole house the whole time. It was a fucking garbage pit.
All right, well,
absolute.
So that's your video then, I guess?
Just do any of you ladies know any cheat codes to Star Fox 64?
I've got real bushy sideburns. I like
sideburns.
I like choco corn.
I like choco corn. Ask me what that is. Go on a date with me. Leave your light on. Maybe you'll find out what choco. Meow, 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 meow. I can beat Andros working on my speed runs out in Star Fox 64. That's Star Fox 64.
So before Griffin and I met,
yeah,
you were on Match.com.
I did do that, yeah.
What did you put on that profile?
Well, I don't want to say that in case it's accidentally, if you could archive search it somehow.
Well, just how did you promote yourself as a single man looking to date?
Pretty douchily. I'm not like the other guys. No, it was very self-effacing.
Were you
extraordinarily
I
self-effacing.
love Garden State, and I'm sensitive.
Boy, I'm really taking a beating this episode. Huh?
I'm curious.
Oh, yeah, I could tell.
As we watch these dating shows.
Just like what I would,
Yeah, how you would present yourself.
I mean, it worked. Whatever I was doing back then. I was fighting off trim with both hands.
You're welcome to turn these questions back on me.
I feel like I really got put through the ringer.
No, but if I had to have put together a profile, let's say, it probably wouldn't have been especially great either. I wore a toe ring up until about 2 years ago.
Fuck, dog.
Let's talk about this.
2 years ago to current time, or when you would have put this profile up 6 years ago?
Let's see. I put that toe ring on in college, and I kept it on.
Give me a fucking year, right? Look me in the eyes and tell me the year you took the toe ring off.
We were together, I think.
Dude.
Is that possible?
What the fuck?
I mean, it would have been maybe 2011.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It was a connection to
What
my
if I
youth.
had touched it accidentally thinking it was a finger ring? How could you not... How could you not warn me about this?
My toes are not finger-sized, you guys, just so you know.
No, but we were young. Our relationship was nubile. How was I supposed to know the width of your toes or fingers?
It wasn't like I took the toe ring off and set it on my nightstand.
Put it in my fucking cereal.
Okay, anyway. So Tony gets to pick
What
two.
did the toe ring look like?
Silver.
Just a plain silver band?
It was a mood toe ring.
It was a mood. Was it really?
No, I'm kidding.
Did it have some like 311 tribal art on
No,
it?
it just had like a little pattern.
Why did you wear it?
Because I got it as a 20-year-old, and I thought it made me feel like a cool gypsy woman.
Okay.
Okay, so the 4 women are left. Tony has to narrow it down to 2.
This is where the balance shifts, and I don't love this part of the show. Because at this point, like, if all the women stay on, then we get a sequence where the dude is in control of, like, a horde of women and then can, like, go through and just, like, axe them all, and I don't like that. I don't prefer that. I get that you have to, like, narrow it down somehow. I'm into that, but, like, it's such an empowering show where all these women are like, you look like a fucking idiot.
Well, what I don't like is that he physically walks over to where the women are standing and turns their light off.
And the women are like begging, like, please, no, I love you, Tony. Bony Tony. Yeah.
And then when it's down to 2, he gets to ask them a question. And he says like something like, I'm a boxer, so tell me something that's going to knock me out. And this is where the women really kind of fall flat. I mean, I get that it's like kind of a spontaneous and somewhat douchey question, but one woman says, California girls are unforgettable, which is a Katy Perry line from a Katy Perry song.
I think it's actually undeniable, so I don't actually think that's I don't know if that's a direct quote. Travis would know.
Travis would know. And then the other woman just says, you, me.
I've got 2 vaginas. I've got 2 vaginas, don't I? They probably have a fun word. I got 2 fannies. Oi, I got 2 fannies, don't I?
Why would that appeal to a man?
They're arranged left to right, not front to back like you'd think.
Why would a man want that? Just when one gets used up.
No, it's just like, what if they have,
We should stop. We should stop right now.
We're not going to stop. We're going to explore this. You know how the power outlets are different? The power outlets are different over there. What do you think they modeled that after?
So let's follow this logic.
Yeah.
So in the States,
I don't want to follow the logic anymore. But
we have a 2-prong or a 3-prong.
It's a 3-prong. I think like we perfected that 3-prong technology.
Which is modeled after
2 arms and 1. Hey, you wanted this.
No. The other woman says, you, me, here, right now.
Your 2 prongs, my 2 receiving.
I'm starting to think we shouldn't have recorded
outlets.
tonight.
What's wrong?
Maybe we should have not recorded. And so he picks the California girl, who is from California, so it's appropriate in
Yeah,
that
it's not
sense.
just a clever...
Yeah. And then
That'd be crazy if she was like, California girls are unforgettable. That has nothing to do with me. It's just a fun fact.
I'm from Cork.
I'm from Cork.
And then they walk out into the elevator and go to Shifters.
Doesn't seem to go very well. The host is like, this is a perfect place for men and women because it's a toilet. What? And at this point, Rachel and I had no fucking idea what he was talking about. So it was like...
Yeah, it was only when we kept seeing clips from previous dates that
we're like,
we
this place is a
realized
toilet. You're right, it's a toilet.
Shifters is what, for some reason, they call that offstage area.
I want to get through this next guy quick because we're at 42 minutes, and I desperately want to talk about If You Are the One.
Okay, so when the woman leaves the show, she's replaced by a new woman.
She's like a kettlebell thrower or something?
hammer thrower.
Hammer thrower.
Which sounds like a kettlebell. And the next man is Rowan. He is Australian.
Handsome cup of Java, huh?
He's wearing a baseball tee and jeans, which the women do not mind because they are obsessed with his Australian accent.
And his hot Australian body. He's a good-looking fella.
All the lights stay on.
I wouldn't kick him out of
And-
bed for eating crisps.
All the lights stay on. All the women that are interviewed talk about how great his accent is. I guess he's been living in Dublin for a year.
Yeah.
He says. So his first little thing is that he plays football and he loves to travel. And 2 lights go out because they say that he's very dirty and he can't be tamed. Which still sounds like not a bad way to get dumped.
Yeah, sure.
And then the women are still just kind of raving about him because he's also tall, which they're excited about. Has long arms.
And again, just handsome as hell.
So then he comes out for his demonstration,
And he's wearing shorts now, and that's never an upgrade.
and
is it?
he talks about how he's from Australia and he used to play Aussie football, and he's wearing a uniform. And this is kind of like Taekwondo guy. It's like you hit us with the football, and then you came back out and you hit us with the football again.
Well, but also like the Taekwondo guy, you are a man wearing a football uniform.
Yeah.
Holding a football, but not playing football.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
it's
runs
so
out with the
important.
ball, and then he like mime throws it to the host, and then it's like, this isn't a demonstration.
If you see... If you just saw somebody wearing a football outfit while at McDonald's, you'd be like, that's crazy. What are you doing wearing that here?
Well, no,
There's
because he just came from the game. It says
Okay, McDonald's is a bad example. If you're at
Sears.
Sears and you see somebody wearing a football outfit, it's like, are they filming a commercial here or something? Like, what the fuck are you doing here? There's a time and a place for Taekwondo, and it's in the Taekwondo field during the appointed Taekwondo match time.
Studio. I prefer studio.
It's a dojo.
And so then all but 7 lights go out. One of the women specifically drops out because she thinks he'd be a good match for Beth. which thought
I
was
think that's
sweet.
really sweet.
So there are 12 lights still on, and Rowan gets the honor of eliminating 10 of those lights.
I thought you just said 7. All but 7. That was my fault. I miscounted first. There's 12 lights remaining.
Okay. Yes. 12 lights remaining. He gets to eliminate 10 of them. So he just runs around and he uses his football to tap out the women he doesn't like.
Including Beth, right? He marks
Yeah,
Beth.
he gets rid of Beth.
It's rough.
And he picks 2 women that seem nice and like they'd be fun. You hear a lot of that on the show. And his question to them is, if you were a secret spy, what would you do to get the info you wanted from me?
What kind of possible... I'd shock your balls. Like, what do you want? What kind of answer? What kind of weird question is that to get to know somebody? When the night we met, if I had asked you that, it's like a flirtatious pickup line, you would think I'm a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that. I would have rather you played When the Saints Go Marching In on a saxophone.
Here's something you're really gonna like.
So one of the women says, I'd be your partner in crime. And
That's nothing. You
that's
just switch sides.
anything.
You're supposed to be the fucking spy. You can't switch sides and be the criminal with me.
And the other woman says, I'd keep it simple. I have my ways. They're trying to be kind of like mysterious. Like,
I'd shock your balls. Shock 'em good.
and he picks the partner in crime.
Because he liked nonsense answers. What is this, some Ocean's 12 shit? Like, will they, won't they? Is she a criminal? Is she a thief? Is she not a thief?
That's the show is just kind of anticlimactic. Like, the best part is watching the women tear apart the male contestants.
And that is inherently the issue. And that is why I would like to quickly pivot with the time we have left in this episode to talk about If You Are the One, which I think is the far superior product.
So we were able to find some clips that had subtitles on YouTube.
Enough to make me fucking angry that we can't just watch this show.
Yeah, it seemed really, really good.
It seemed really very, very good. Here's some differences, some key differences. First off, the men come out of the future coffin, and they pop out, and they walk out, and then the host hands them a little tablet with all the women on stage on it, and then the men pick their number one, like, favorite. And then you're shown who the favorite is. And then same format, like the exact same format. They say their name, their age, where they're from, and then the women get a chance to buzz them, and then they talk a little bit, and they get a chance to buzz them, then there's a movie, they get a chance to buzz them, and they whittle them down. What's different, though, is they just spend so much more time. Like, Rachel and I watched a 20-minute clip just with one dude. Meanwhile, in this one, like, 40-minute long episode, they went through 4 guys. So you didn't get as much
you're
time
not gaining anything with the breakneck pace.
Yeah.
Like, what makes it so entertaining is if you, like, really kind of see the different moments where it falls apart.
And so, like, in the clip we watch, also the women say, like, way funnier shit. Like, way funnier shit. There's an at-length conversation we watched between these 3 women who talked about how they were the prettiest women at their school and, like, how rough that was for them. And there was one, like, super buff dude that came out, and there was a woman who was like, you just look like you could really strangle somebody with one hand.
It was like, I don't like a defined chest.
And someone was like, yeah, I don't like a defined chest. He was like, well, I was a kind of an overweight child, and I got more obese, and I lost some weight, and I gained some muscle mass in my chest, but it just sort of made the chest fat, like, sort of expand from there. And she's like, well, I don't like it. I like a soft chest that I can cuddle up against, and your chest seems like it would be very uncomfortable to cuddle up against. It's like, fuck yeah.
And there was that adorable woman with the hair accessories.
Oh, I loved her.
That was so excited about the man on the motorcycle.
The man on the motorcycle came out, he's wearing glasses. He looked kind of nerdy. She's like, I like him so much. And the host is like, I thought you said, like, earlier you don't like men with glasses. She's like, yeah, but, like, if you go through your whole life and you don't get married, that's not any good, so I guess I have to change. I guess I have to change my thing.
And she's like, I will make little tassels for your motorcycle. And then he had a talent of beatboxing, and then she
rapped her along.
She
with
like
his
spit some
beatboxing.
verse over his beatbox.
It was
real sweet.
So much more infinitely entertaining, but we could only find, like, a lot of clips on YouTube are, like, really shitty, like, really, really, really bad quality. The subtitles are fucking horrible. It's like all I want in the world. So apparently this show is like this. Specifically the Chinese version of the show, which is crazy because this, as far as I can tell, I've done about 5 minutes of research into this. And I think this whole thing spawned off of an Australian dating show called Taken Out, which is the same thing.
So it started in Australia.
I think it started in Australia.
I had thought that the Australians loved the If You Are the One so much that they made their own version.
I think it's just because If You Are the One, the fucking energy is, like, off the chains. Like, so good.
Yeah.
Like, so much better. Yeah, it's like all I want is to watch more of it. I know this is not a very fulfilling conversation.
The videos are better, too. The videos seemed really well produced.
Yeah.
The men seemed, like, funnier and more entertaining.
There was a lot of, like, discussion of, like, Chinese history, which I really appreciated. Yeah. Like, they would say something.
And then there was, like, the little, like, the morning show couple that sat at the end of the stage and, like, provided commentary.
They would sort of provide their own commentary, and the woman in that morning show couple was, like, talking about how all, like, Chinese romance stories have these tragic endings, and they went through it, and the host of the show was like, yeah, I can't think of, like, one with a good ending, and the woman was like, oh, well, how about you and your wife? And the audience was like, aw. I was like, oh, shit, that was good. Yeah, it just seemed like way more entertaining. But again, like, it's just, I think there's a ton of clips on YouTube, but none of it's translated. Yeah. And man, I would love to watch more of this. Mm-hmm. I would kill to watch more of this. But c'est la vie. I do want to tell you about The Ultimate Shame, which is the version of this show that I think was, if you'll pardon the pun, taken out before its time. Because this show ran from June 7th to July 26th, 2012.
Whoa, okay.
A scant, 7-week run. 8 episodes. in the United States, it was called Take Me Out, and it was based on the British show of the same name. Didn't do great. Pulled in ratings at 3.3 million, which is fine. It was on Fox, so you know what that means. Just if you don't explode day one on Fox, they go by Remember the Titans rules. You have one loss, you're out of here. It's an ultimate shame though, because the host of that show was George Lopez.
George Lopez?
George Lopez.
Have we looked for clips of that show? I bet it's just like each episode was 22 minutes long and 17 minutes was George just doing his stand-up. And just promoting his new Beverly Hills Chihuahua movie.
It's the same fucking show.
Was it hot or not? Let's find out.
I fucking can't with him. I literally can't with you, George Lopez. It's after 10 p.m. right now, and I'm like a mogwai, but specifically for George Lopez.
Race past the finish line, or was it lost before it left the gate? Let's find out.
Like, put in a little bit of effort, George Lopez.
It takes a very specific kind of host to do this show.
The control passes to you. The power is in your hands.
He sounds like he's sick. He sounds like there's a bronchial issue.
Do you know who could host this show?
So I can think of a lot of people, but go ahead.
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey would do okay. Do you know who should host this show? Fucking Ryan Devlin.
Oh yeah, he'd be really good too.
Make this an MTV show. This show debuted on MTV with Ryan Devlin as the host. I want Ryan Devlin to kind of host all the shows that there are.
Well, and Chris Harrison and Steve Harvey.
Chris Harrison's fine. Steve Harvey said some very problematic stuff in the past.
That is true.
Ryan Devlin has a much cleaner slate, I think. I don't know about Chris Harrison. He's definitely said some Bogota shit too. Ryan Devlin, I think, is my new. I'm kind of in his corner the most. I want him to host this podcast. I want us to like take a step back. And this is how we decided to announce. We'll be leaving Roze Buddiez now. And Ryan, come on in, buddy.
You can't tease that because there's a real Twitter campaign trying to get him on this show.
He tweeted that he would like to be on the show, even though I don't think he's listened. If you are listening, Ryan, like, love your style, love your stuff. I think you're a powerful voice. And,
your magician flourishes
and
there.
your no-nonsense hosting style. I'm very much into it. Anyway, this has been Roze Buddiez. This was Take Me Out, and If You Are the One, and Taken Out, and Take Me Out with George Lopez. Final verdict. I think like If You Are the One is like the way better product, and yeah, it's heartbreaking. Like, because that's what I really wanted was to watch that show, and I think we watched like kind of a shitty version of it. But like, what can you do? What can you do? There's just no good way to watch this thing right now.
Yeah, it's a shame. If there is any way to get us directed to a well-translated, easily accessible version of that show, please let us know.
Yeah. What if it was like on when we were in Hong Kong? We went to Hong Kong last year. What if it was on and we just like missed it because we were like watching fucking Doctor Who and just a lot of like Japanese kids television programming as well. This has been Roze Buddiez. Thank you for watching. What's on the docket for next week, baby? We got. Let's see. It'll be the 10th when this comes out. So 2 weeks. May 23rd. It comes.
Well, we have to do one episode where we talk about the rules.
I think that's got to be next week, babe. I think that's got to be next week. Next week will be the 17th.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
We're there.
Next
week we're going to talk about the rules to The Bachelor, and maybe we'll do like a little preview of The Bachelor. This is it then. This is our last show that we're talking about.
We can put away the Z's. Get the S's back out.
Get the fucking S's back out. Holy shit, guys. Highs and lows, this fucking desert that we wandered through. I'll go ahead and say some of the shit we watched in If You Are the One was a high. Obviously, Are You the One season 3, all of it was like
incredible.
A fucking refreshing oasis, and like, thank you, Ryan Devlin, thank you. Like, it was so bad there for a bit, and I was worried that the show was just going to be absolute shit for a while.
We almost watched the entire Of Love franchise of
we only
shows.
dipped it into one. There's a lot more. That's the thing. There's a lot of water out there for us to keep dipping back into, and we're going to get into it. I'm excited by the concept of, I think, one mid-season break we only watch The Bachelor of other countries. I've really enjoyed doing that.
I've been wanting to track that down.
Yeah. I saw a clip from an Australian Bachelor where one of the women just like farts on a date, and the guy's like, whatever. So like, definitely want to
if that
dial into
happened
that.
in an American, they would make a whole episode out
They
of
would
that.
make magazine advertisement campaigns.
They would have interviewed all the women about their experience with that woman.
But yeah, oh man, Paradise Hotel 2 is an obvious low. Flavor of Love was not great. But that's okay. We're out. We're free next week. Previews, the special preview special. Taking back the S. So we'll see you then. Oh, should we talk about this one last thing? Because while the show's coming back, we're very excited to get back to sort of our core competency, get our friends together to start our weekly viewing parties again. There's one friend that will probably not be coming back to the show, and it's always hard when like you have to like change up the cast of a podcast. It's like one of the like more uncomfortable parts of doing this business. You remember when we had to switch out one of the hosts of my brother and me and get Justin in there. By the way, Justin has demanded that he have a producer's credit on this show because he pays our podcast hosting fees. So
Thank you, Justin.
This episode is brought to you by producer Justin McElroy. I'm glad I remembered this episode. But the friend that won't be joining us,
Griffin's going to be real thirsty coming up this May.
Superwater Zero has been discontinued by HEB. And I'm glad I just was able to, like, I'm glad I was trying.
It's the first time you said it out loud.
It was the first time I fucking said it out loud. Without, like, couching it like some people, or some websites are reporting that. No, it's
we have several
we have first-hand sources.
Roze Buddiez fans who are actual employees of HEB that have confirmed it has been discontinued. We saw pictures of actual shelf displays of where Superwater Zero would be, and it is not. It no longer exists. So we're going to have to find another beverage for you.
Unless.
Are you looking on eBay right now?
I'm not looking on eBay. I'm looking at the HEB Twitter account, which has 166,000 Twitter followers.
Are you going to try and get it back?
What's the hashtag? Help me workshop this. Bring back Superwater Zero is too much.
Yeah.
Quench Griffin's mouth.
Oh, God.
Wet Griffin's mouth. Hashtag wet. No, don't do that.
Oh, God.
Tweet at HEB. The I've never like organized.
Loosen the juice.
Let loose the juice must flow. Hashtag bring back Superwater Zero. Here comes the juice. Or just like I feel like the hashtag's the only bring back Superwater Zero is like, will that even fit in a fucking hashtag? Let me see.
You do the number 0.
I mean, you're using up a good 20, a good 24 of your characters there. But I think it's an important way to. I think it's a good way to sort of get the message across, because if you just do like SW0, they may not understand. Bring back Superwater Zero. It's fucking direct to the point.
Right at HEB.
Right at HEB. So it's another 5 characters gone with the space. So you're gonna have 111 characters to work with, and I really want you to explore the space. I'm thinking about stuff like Let the Juice Flow, or Wet Griffin's Mouth, or How Dare You Take My Juice Away, or Where Am I Supposed to Get My Vitamins Now, or
Quench His Thirst,
or That Boy Is Thirsty. whatever you want to do to, like, I don't know what I can drink. If this doesn't work, and I think we have like 1 week to bring this back, like we do this like short time limit UHF style. If it's not back by next week, then I think on the next episode we'll have to decide like what my beverage is.
Should we specify that we want specifically the lemonade flavor?
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of characters again.
Hashtag okay, and at HEB and just the lemonade though. Hashtag make sure it's 0. Hashtag Griffin won't drink that non-zero stuff. Okay, that leaves you with 36 characters. Just whatever you need to do. Bring back Superwater Zero. Bring it back. Bring him back. Bring him home. If you want to sing Bring Him Home from Les Miserables. If you want to record yourself singing Bring Him Home, but switch out like the names from that song with Griffin and Superwater Zero, then you want to tweet that at HEB. It's a big project, but I trust that there's fans in the Roze Buddiez group who are going to do it.
All right.
We went a little long. I thought
Yep.
this was going to be a short episode, but
Yep.
I got like really passionate there.
I know.
Next week, Bachelor preview. We'll have to do some research to really get ready. Excited for how you feeling about JoJo?
I need her to prove herself to me.
Okay. I guess we'll have more time to talk about that next week. Until then, please like us on iTunes. Please tell a friend about the show. Start getting your Bachelor viewing parties together.
Yeah, there's been some interest. If you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, it's really the best way to keep on top of what we're
fucking
doing,
amazing.
and what's happening. So
That's probably where we
Get
will
in there.
put the official rules
yes,
for this next season as well. So if you want to play along, you can do it there. So till then, thanks for listening.
I'm Rachel McElroy.
I'm Griffin McElroy.
When you're ready.
Final rose. Stay with us on this journey of joy.
Spoiler alert.
She ends up with Soldier Boy.
Right reasons, right reasons. Can't be good for all of us.